What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is having a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are located in the world. Yeah, feel free to drop in the comment where you guys are located. I myself am located in New Jersey in the United States, so I would like to know where you guys are located. So drop in the comments below. I definitely like to connect with other people. But today I'm going to be talking about 5 things you guys can implement on your drop shipping e-commerce stores to stand out from other competitors in 2019. So, just to kind of clear this up, firstly and foremost, is that dropshipping isn't dead, right? I don't like to use the word dead or I don't like to use the word saturated, but for a fact, more and more are definitely getting into the dropshipping industry, right? Dropshipping is a business model. A business model per se never dies, but the way technology, the way the market, the way the society adapts and kind of relearns and also kind of moves forward in contemporary times, you kind of have to a little bit think outside of the box, and you also kind of have to differentiate yourself and make yourself unique in the drop shipping space, right? So to get right into it, the first thing I think you guys should implement if you do have a dropshipping store or if you guys are thinking of making a dropshipping store is using a professional paid theme, right? How dropshipping used to work before, or not really used to work, but a lot of people used to get away with it more, is they can throw on a bunch of products on a free theme and market that website, market those products, and boom, right? They'll get a bunch of sales. But more and more people are getting into the industry. More and more people are starting to know what drop shipping is. So it's really important to to separate yourself from other competitors. And I think having a professional paid theme, having a website built on a paid theme is definitely a starting factor because your website is your foundation, right? People buy with emotion. I'll get into that more into my second point, but people want a professional and trustworthy website, right? Think in the mindset, in the shoes of a consumer when they see, excuse my language, a shitty website or a not so professional looking website, they'll automatically kind of feel scammy, right? They'll feel untrustworthy. They'll think that your site isn't really too legitimate. So have a professional paid theme. Paid themes are super customizable. They come preloaded with tons and tons of apps and widgets that will ultimately save you a bunch of time and money in the long run. So have a paid theme. My personal favorite paid theme is the booster theme. It's a beautiful theme that works almost in any kind of dropshipping store you have, whether it's a one product store, a general store, yeah, a general niche store, a niche store, any store that you have. It's a theme that's again super customizable. Most paid themes are super customizable, and when I say customizable, right? You can change the font, you can change the buttons, you can add sections, you can change the placements, right? It's super customizable. It's just something you have to get a feel for yourself and just kind of play around with the theme, right? So get a paid theme if you already don't have a paid theme, guys. It'll definitely set you guys off from your competitors. Set you guys different from your competitors, right? You don't want to have a boring, dull, mundane, plain, a free theme that just is so basic and just doesn't give that legitimate feeling to your consumers, right? So always think in the shoes of your, or at least always put yourself in the shoes of a consumer and think in the mindset of a consumer, right? Number two, now this point kind of builds on to my first point, right? Try to leverage your store as a brand, right? Ultimately, if you want to think long term and have a sustainable long term e commerce store, you have to have a brand. A brand really speaks for itself. People buy with emotion. That's the kind of intent they have. So, people like to hear a story, right? Tell a story about your brand, how your brand started. What you guys offer to your consumers, why your customers or why your consumers should invest their time and money into your store. So always leverage yourself as a brand, right? What you want to do is like perhaps have an about us page on your store. That really helps. Like even though most people will land on your product page, have a about us page. About at least half the times when people are curious, when they've never heard of your store, they're gonna click elsewhere off of your product page, and that might be the about us page just to see what your store is about. So tell a story, again, differentiate yourself, make yourself unique. There's no right and wrong. It's your store, it's your brand, right? So differentiate yourself and just really tell a story. Connect to your audience, connect to your customers, right? Show what you can offer them, and they'll automatically feel that sense of trust, and they'll automatically feel kind of like a good vibe, right? Because ultimately your customer is landing on your product page because they're already interested in your site, right? But to give them like a more brand like feeling, again, this ties in with my first point a lot, to have a store that is actually built on a paid theme that actually looks professional, that looks clean, right? Also, paid themes, I forgot to mention this, they also have fast loading page times as well. Free themes often lag a lot. um so yeah, guys, like really tell a story. Show that on your social media, show that on your Instagram page, show that on your Facebook page, right? Reflect that story, talk about that story, be consistent about it, right? And it's not really only about stories, but it's really about posting that content as well, which I'll talk about as my fifth point, which is like a really bonus point that a lot of people kind of neglect. So that's a really beneficial and crucial point as well. Third thing I would like to say is, guys, stop using AliExpress as your suppliers. Yeah, it's different when you don't have a lot, like a big budget to kind of have a fulfillment center or another third party, maybe perhaps US based supplier, or whatever country of residence you guys are in. But I'll get to that and how to kind of go around that a little bit later. But stop using AliExpress, guys. Like having long delivery times, long shipment times is not good. Customer satisfaction, customer support should be your number one main priority for your business. And customer satisfaction and customer feedback is what runs a business, what runs a good, successful e-commerce business. Your customers should be your main priority. So, you getting a customer products to them in, like, on AliExpress, it says 23 days or 28 days, but it's not. I promise you, especially when you start to get a large volume of orders, it can be upward of 40, 50, 60 days, and it can be just really not fair to the customer. Put yourself in their shoes, right? How would you feel if you gave a company or a site your money, and you're not getting your product until like 30, 40, 50, upwards of 60 days, right? So people will leave bad feedback, bad comments on Facebook. People will leave bad comments on Instagram, email, word of mouth, on your ad video, right? They will leave bad comments, and ultimately they'll stir up a snowball effect, and I promise you it won't be something that's good. Especially, guys, if you're using Facebook advertisements, what Facebook has starting to do is they're personally, and again, this is random, they're personally asking customers who purchase something off your site. Again, Facebook can track this, and they're asking customers to leave feedback, right, about how their buying experience was from your site. Because ultimately, Facebook wants their platform for advertisers who are authentic advertisements, who live up to their consumers and their customers' expectations, right? That's kind of their main priority as well, customers and their users, right? So they want them to have a good experience if you're using Facebook, their platform, to market your products on your site. So again, guys, like I cannot stress this enough, like stop using AliExpress. What you guys can do is, if you guys don't have the proper budget or cash flow or capital, whatever it may be, to outsource it to a different warehouse or various fulfillment center or another third-party supplier, what you can do is go to AliExpress or Alibaba, whatever you use, and order that product as a bulk to your house. So you can fulfill and ship product or products from your house. It's the same thing as having a third-party fulfillment center, right? I personally use another fulfillment center and a warehouse for not only faster delivery times but for custom packaging, right? In every single order, I leave like a small kind of postcard that has my company name on it, that has like a little message to the customer that's unique, and that just says like follow us on social media, get 10% off on your next order, etc., etc. So custom packaging is really important to kind of differentiate yourself as well. People will come back to your store again. Your main point is to have revisiting customers, right? You want a long-term sustainable e-commerce brand, right? Don't think short-term, guys. Having that short-term money, short-term capital, I promise you, like, it will not last you enough to ultimately, build something long-term. So that should be your goal. And I think that's something that's really, really important, guys. So look into ordering products in bulk to your house, or if you can afford a fulfillment center or a warehouse, or even transition into a third party supplier, do that, guys. It'll really stand you guys out, and at the end of the day, you'll have good customer experience, right? People will want to buy from your site again. You'll have revisiting customers. Again, to the point, like I was saying before, the main reason I transitioned into US based suppliers, at least that's the country that I live in, is because of shorter delivery times, custom packaging, better tracking information, right? Half the time off of AliExpress, they ship through DHL Global. They have shitty tracking numbers, excuse my language, but it's the truth, right? People or customers can't even really track their orders, and as a customer, like, you would like to know this information, like, because you invested, because you paid money in purchasing something. So definitely, guys, like, you have to kind of shift. You have to kind of, again, make these small improvements to kind of really make your company stand out and really have a good customer experience. So that's really, really important. The next thing I wanted to talk about is that stop using other people's marketing content off of Facebook or off of YouTube. Stop just downloading videos and just removing their logo and putting your logo on it. People, again, guys, like, more and more people are using social media to advertise their businesses. So people will eventually see that same ad copy you're using on another social media site, or if not the same, from another company. So that just kind of is less points for your store, right? It just puts you in a bad place. So stop replicating or using other people's marketing material, right? Whether that be videos or whether that be photos. What I would say is order something, right? If you can't order it on AliExpress or Alibaba because of the long shipping times, go on eBay or go on Amazon, order it to your house, take videos or take a bunch of photos, right? Get a nice background. And if you aren't really confident in your video skills or your photography skills, and outsource it on Upwork or Fiverr. They're both kind of like freelancer sites, if you guys already didn't hear about it. And I promise you, like, you can get an HD quality video as per to your instructions and a bunch of photos probably for less than 15 or 20 bucks. So, and I promise you guys, it's worth it. Not only will it make your content unique to your product and your website and your brand, but it'll also lower your ad costs as well. I personally use Facebook to market as a forms of paid advertising. Excuse me. Also, guys, bear with my voice. I'm really, really sick because of this change of weather and allergies. But anyway, guys, like, I know for a fact that it'll lower your ad cost. It'll lower your cost per clicks when you use your own marketing content. So it's just another way to kind of really stand out and kind of really, again, you know, stick to that brand like feeling, right? Brands are unique. That's why they're called a brand, right? So again, guys, like, make your own marketing content. It doesn't cost much. If you don't have the money to outsource it, even, like, use your iPhone, use any camera you have to, to shoot a video, right? Put it into a free software like iMovie or something. Add some music, add some captions, stick your logo on. And yeah, guys, like, that's all you have to do. And what you can do is take a bunch of photos of your product, unbox it, go outside, have someone hold it, have someone use it, take pictures, guys. It's super super easy. So my point is, stop using that same content that's already out there to market your material, to market your content, to market your products. It's something that people used to do and something that people still do. I guess more people used to get away with it before, but again, since so many people are, again, kind of getting on this drop shipping business model, the space is not really getting smaller, but people are starting to differentiate between regular drop shipping stores and e-commerce stores way more easier now. And this is why, like, marketing and your marketing content is such a big factor to kind of stand out, and for people to really get into your funnel, for people really to kind of see your video or see your picture that you're using to market, and to kind of really land on your product page, right? Because that will ultimately, that's what's going to drive people to land on your site, right? And the last thing, again, this is like a bonus thing. A lot of people aren't staying consistent posting on social media. Post on your social media, guys. Post on your Facebook pages. Post on your Instagram pages. Be consistent. Post quality HD content. Again, really speak to your audience. And you don't have to always post salesy or emotional stuff. You don't always have to be posting products or off of your website, right? Switch it up, guys. Like, post other stuff, post blogs, share articles relating to your niche, relating to your store. Use hashtags, use engaging descriptions, right? The more you post on your social media, it'll kind of create an engagement, an organic engagement that will ultimately drive traffic and ultimately conversions to your website, right? And it's not something that will happen overnight, right away. It's something that you have to be consistent and disciplined with. And I promise you guys, overall and over time, it will create a snowball effect, and you will start to get more and more traffic and more followers and engagement to Instagram and Facebook. And then ultimately, that will lead to more traffic and more conversions or revenue, whatever you may want to call it, to your website. So stay consistent with social media, guys. Like, I've seen so many people market, like, I've seen so many people's ads. I click on their ads on Instagram. I go to their Instagram. They probably have like 9 pictures. Their bio is not even fully finished. They probably have like a sentence, and they have like 10 followers. Like, again, put yourself in the consumer's point of view. Like, would you buy something off of that website? It just seems very amateur, very illegitimate. Is that even a word? It just seems very amateur and very, very false, very scammy. So this is something that you want to stay consistent from the start, guys. Post on your social media. Literally, all it takes to post a picture on your Instagram, right? The description, hashtag, maybe utilize even the story. The story feature is a great way to utilize as well. So post a picture on your Instagram, post a story on your Instagram, and post like another video, or share an article or a blog or something on your Facebook, right? And what, it takes like 15-20 minutes out of your day. That's literally all you have to do, guys. So stay consistent with that, guys, right? So I really, really cannot stress this enough. At least take action. If not everything, if not every pointer that I said in this video, at least take action in kind of changing and adapting into one point that I made in this video, right? Into one change that you can make for your store that will only help you guys, right? Take action. I think taking feedback and implementing it into action is very, very important. What separates those 1 or 2% of successful entrepreneurs is taking feedback and actually implementing that into action, right? I think staying coachable is something that's very important. A lot of people are stubborn, but even like Michael Jackson, Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, um, a lot of these great like performance and athletes and stars, right? They have coaches. Why? Because there's always someone that's already been in your shoes, or in, whether it's to accomplish a certain action or a certain task or certain goals. There's already someone that's been in your shoes that knows what to avoid and that knows what to do in order for you to get to that next level, right? So my point is, take action, guys. Listen to all the vital points I made in this video. Rewind it if you guys have to, but please, guys, like, actually do this to really stand out and really kind of, build a long-term sustainable business, guys, because, more and more people are, just following generic rules about what used to work before. But again, guys, you have to think outside the box. You have to kind of be unique and creative to your store, right? And these 4 or 5 things that I mentioned, they've honestly really helped me. They've given my store a great boost and over the past few months. So implement that into action. I cannot stress it enough. I'll leave the link to the booster theme in the description below. It's a theme that I use. It's a professional paid theme. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'll leave a link to my Facebook group. It's called Shopify Masterminds. Feel free to utilize that. Some great content on there. I'll leave a link to my Instagram. Give me a follow, guys, if you want to get connected with me, see what I'm up to every single day, where I'm traveling to, etc. And other than that, guys, feel free to comment. Feel free to leave any feedback, any suggestions. Try some of these things out. Try them and comment how they've worked for you, right? Drop any video suggestions below. I'll definitely feel free to check them out and maybe make a video of regarding that my next video. But other than that, guys, definitely like this video, share this video, comment below, like I said, and subscribe, right? Let's get to 100 subscribers by the end of this month. That's my goal. Anyway, guys, hope you continue having an amazing day. Let's all continue to smash e-commerce or whatever your venture that you're fulfilling or that you're aiming towards, and let's absolutely smash it, guys. There should be no excuses. You guys have the resources. You guys have that drive in you. It's just utilizing it and just putting it into action. Peace.